Oh, all right, you groovy grasshoppers. That's right. It's 11 o'clock Monday morning, and he's back. The
Yeah.
great Mark Putton. We lost him there for a couple of days. There was another Mark Putton impersonating him. Some
Carl,
nasty, some guy was
listen,
just.
man. So I posted this. I don't know if everybody kind of caught it on Facebook this morning, but CERN, the CERN reactor in France. So I think it's 53 miles in circumference, and what they used it for was like colliding electrons,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But they feared that when they fired it up, it would create a black hole, and our whole would be sucked into another parallel universe.
Right.
And then when I watched the Jet game yesterday, I went, yeah, we slipped right through the matrix. We went right, and trust me, no one's happier than I am right now. But we definitely went into a parallel universe.
They actually look like a pretty decent team too, even with that Zach Wilson. Like,
and Aaron Rodgers before the game snapping passes. Like,
I saw that.
What's that about?
I know.
Is that guy Superman? What?
I got to admire him at his age too. He's not just saying like sitting back getting his paycheck. He wants to come back and play.
He wants to play, man. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that attitude. All right, so we don't know, I mentioned this enough. Mark has his company, Patriot Training Systems. You can find him on Facebook. It's the easiest way to find him.
Yeah, just hit me up, Facebook.
Yeah, hit me up. That's like a cool slang. Hit me up.
I'm a cool guy.
You are really seriously. Hit me up. Hit me up. You know the other one that drives me nuts too. Like if you're doing a business deal and you're proposing, put some proposal together. Very often when you're working with somebody else, so give it to me. I'll clean it up for you. Like, it's so condescending. Like,
yeah, it is kind of.
Yeah. Give it to me. I'll clean it up. Like, I'm better than you. It's a mess. That's the thing too. Like, you could write something, and if it's a real mess, it's a mess. But it's just different ways to write it. Doesn't mean his is better or hers is better or whatever. It's just
like anything else.
I'll clean it up. Yeah, I'll clean it up for you. Yeah, I'll clean it up for you. So your Jets won yesterday. Our Giants lost without Daniel Jones. They got Saquon Barkley back.
Yeah.
Rangers are 1-1. Home opener tonight.
Arizona. Wow, I was watching them against New Jersey the other night. They got some really talented kids.
Yeah, they beat New Jersey too, right?
Yeah, shootout, I think. Yeah, shootout. Yeah. But I mean, Logan Cooley, is that his name?
Yeah.
And Schmaltz, he's a big dude too, and he can play. I mean,
I'll tell you, there's some good hockey players in the National Hockey League. Talented guys. You think all those young kids? Wow.
So last year, was the last year when they had the World Juniors or the year before, whatever it was. I was on ice doing some with Colin White, but he has the house still in Halifax, and that's where they had the World Juniors. And he was up there. He came back. He goes, Mark, these kids are so freaking talented. It's unbelievable.
Here's the best thing too. Connor Bedard, I guess, was getting hit on social media with this adult. What do they call it? An adult star? They called her.
Yeah, I think she was an OnlyFans or whatever. It's It's for idiots like us.
I'll tell you, all this OnlyFans stuff. So so OnlyFans. It isn't just for sex, but I mean, this has turned into the place that people are making.
I don't really understand. I guess the whole concept is like, you ever see on, I think on Instagram, guys walk up to girls, what do you do for a living? And they go, I make, how much do you make? Whatever. What do you do? And they say, like, show my butt on OnlyFans. Whatever. Like, so this is what it's distilled down to. It's kind of, it's a cottage industry for sure.
Yeah.
Some cases, a cottage cheese industry.
Wow, I know, yeah. How about the feet thing too, where like these women are making hundreds of $1,000s showing pictures of their feet?
Rex Ryan.
I know. I remember when I first heard that. I'd met somebody who knew two girls that he would take to dinner. He would not have sex with them or anything like that. He would just play with their feet underneath the table.
That is get a job like a J.C. Penney's in a shoe department.
Yeah. Or podiatrist. Be a podiatrist. Yeah. How about somebody that's got to be a gynecologist? How about that work? Like, why would you decide to? It maybe seems like a good idea at the time, right? But then after a while, it's like,
wow. A good idea at
the time. Like, who decides to be like? Is there some point you say, okay, I'm going to be a gynecologist?
Well, I mean, I guess decisions in medical school where you think you're going to make the most money.
Right. Yeah. Man, I had a buddy of mine. I'm told, but he's a urologist, so I coached his son. So, you go to tournaments, you're sitting in the hallway drinking beers with guys. He's a big Ranger fan and everything. He says, Tom, you need to come in for a checkup on your prostate. So apparently I just was naive, right? I wasn't thinking through the process. So we're sitting there at his desk, having, hey, that was the Rangers, how they're doing. He says, okay, up on the table, pull your pants down and bend over. And I'm like, what? I was drinking beer with you last night. No?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, God. He was funny too. He wanted to do a prostate biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got that done before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so get the big pole they ram up there. So he messed me with the table, and he's funny. He goes, "Man, you got a big hole." I was like, "Doc, shut up!" Like, oh man.
Well, that's a medical term, I believe.
Big hole. So it is.
Yeah.
He had to study for that, right? He had to study for that.
second
Yeah.
year.
He goes, I see him at Ranger games once in a while, and he's got. It's funny because if I'm with somebody else, I said, "Don't shake his hand, whatever you do.
Exactly.
You don't know where it's been."
Shake the left hand.
That's you think about. That's got to be like, okay. So what do you do for a living? Well, I put my fingers up other people's butt.
Snap.
Oh man.
Snap.
Well,
No.
uh,
To me, better ways to get it done.
yeah.
But somebody's got to do it. Thank God. I mean, it
No
saves
kidding.
lives, but yeah,
Right.
it's kind of.
Oh goodness. What other kind of job would you think to yourself like? Why did somebody choose to be that person?
You know what? There's an old saying though: find that job because you can make a lot of money. If it's
Yeah.
a job no one else will do, you make a lot
Right.
of money. Because you call it. So there's a guy. I don't know. There's a tower somewhere, like a radio tower or something. I don't know if it's in France, but
Ooh.
or out west or something.
Oh.
So the lamp all the way at the
Oh.
top has to get
No.
changed out every year.
Oh.
He gets $10,000 to change out one bulb.
Wow.
But like, I mean, Tom, he's
But there's no way I could do it.
like
I
planes
could
are going by. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
heights or something with me.
Oh,
It's
no.
just like I get the weebie-jeebies really bad.
I'm out.
When they first came to me before Survivor and they asked me to be on or look at the potential, I want to say they asked me to look at the potential of being on Amazing Race. So I went back and watched a few of the shows, and they had this one where this gondola was going out over a valley, and they had to crawl. Now, they were attached there like that, but then they had to crawl underneath the gondola.
You've been watching this. It's on tonight, actually. Special operations.
I saw the advertising that. Yeah.
Tonight they're going to be duking it out. Yeah.
And it's all like famous people and everything on it too, right?
Yeah, it's like Jack Osborne, Tara Reid, who
Right.
man, she got banged up pretty hard.
Oh.
But well, I mean, she had some issues, you know. She shows some wear and tear. But anyhow,
Oh.
yeah. And the first one I watched was the same thing. They had to go over this like kind of bridge, and it was like 3 mile drop down. I'd be like at the beginning, I'm not even going near that thing.
I know.
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm out.
let's have a little discussion on this. So
Yeah.
Suzanne Summers recently passed away yesterday. Yeah,
It's horrible.
terrible.
She was awesome.
Now, I'm not dismissing her importance to her family and like that, but why is her death more important than anybody else's death? I know she's a celebrity, but
Yeah, it is. I don't think it's any more important. It's like I think probably now more than ever, we all need to have a diversion. And what is TV? It's diversion. It gets you away from like all crap going on. So I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I think where I have more problem with are celebrities that die because stupidity, like with drugs and stuff, and we glorify that, like Heath Ledger. I mean,
yeah.
The truth of the matter is, the guy had a horrific problem, and we want to acknowledge that, but you don't want to
Totally.
glorify it. You know?
It's the same thing. Like we glorify some weird things, like Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Now, I had total respect for the Giants organization, but he's a mess. The things he's done to young women, and then to honor him. And again, I know he's a great player, but man,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. Because there's been other guys that have been kind of, for obvious reasons, not appreciated for their what they've done.
yeah, Pete Rose, for example. I
Pete
mean,
Rose, yeah.
yeah.
What did he really do? He was gambling, but
Right.
on his own team.
Yeah.
It turned out.
who was the was it Ray Rice? Is that who the football player that hit his girlfriend or wife?
Baltimore Ravens. I think he played at Rutgers too, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It was,
I think he's a Mount Vernon or a New Rochelle guy or something. I think too.
yeah, I think it was on video too. It was in
Yeah. I think that's what really got him in trouble. I think what's that? But I mean, he lost his. No, he should have. Here's an example. Okay, he hit a woman. Shouldn't ever hit a woman. And he lost his career over it. So
yeah, 100%.
Okay, Susan Brooks is here. It's not more important. She's someone the public knows. Maybe. Yeah, good point. No, you're right, Susan. I don't want to dismiss. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the rationale behind it. It's just, I guess you can't. Somebody like a police officer or something dies. I mean, to me, especially if in line of duty, then.
But you know what it is, Tom? It's like I'm guilty. I think we all are. We tend to think that we really know that person because they're a celebrity.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of an emotional attachment there, whether it's
Right.
right or wrong. It's like guys that, hey, did you see the Giant camp? Yeah, we.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't see you out there.
Yeah.
Whatever you're wearing, I didn't see you.
But I know what you mean too. But that is the thing. Like Susan's a good example. She's an incredibly diehard Ranger fan. So to her, she's part of the Ranger family, right? So
that's what the whole fanatic. That's cool. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And again, I've said this before too. I don't think when you're playing that you realize how much the team means to the fans. When you get out and do the stuff we're doing now, and really get to talk to the Susan Brooks of the world and everything like that, man, it is a huge part of that.
Coming out one night and like how little seekers are out there still, and some guy says, "Hey, can I get a picture of my daughter with you?" I said, "I'm just a strength coach," and they didn't care. Like as long as you're close to, you know what I mean, like somehow involved. Dude, I don't care, but I'm nobody. Yeah.
Where's my chicken? Where's my chicken? Here, where my chicken? McSorley cracked Bashir in the head with a stick and got a huge penalty. He's in NHL games. I kind of get it, but it's, and again, different times too. Like back then, it was still wrong what he did, but it's much more acceptable. Like if we did it today, man, that'd be
that'd be a problem. Times have changed. And
remember Dino Cicerelli? He went after Luke Richardson one time.
We've seen a lot of it.
Yeah. How about the Islanders? Was it Chris Simon cross-checked
Ryan Holwick?
Yeah. Oh, that was nasty. I mean, I thought
Holwick was playing in Medicine Hat when I was there, and he's a California kid. He was like a surfer or something.
Oh, is that right? Oh.
Yeah. And somehow he ended up playing junior, I think, in the BCHL or somewhere up there. But yeah, I'm sorry, no, he was with Medicine Hat in the W. But yeah, he's still around now. I think he's living up in that. I think he's in BC. He's got like a food truck or something. He's promoting. Cool. Yeah, he's still on. But yeah, Simon just two-handed him.
Oh, that was nasty.
Guy, I mean, Ryan was the kind of guy like. Sometimes he run over the edge.
Yeah, he hit him from behind too, the boards. Yeah, I wasn't surprised that he went after him, but that was nasty. Yeah, he clearly lost it. There's our buddy. There's our man right there. Morning, boys. Mark, I break my wife's balls about that when Bills. So my response is congratulations on being son.
Here's the thing, though. Remember Matt Cook? That's the guy I wanted to hog tie.
Oh, nasty.
Come on, that dude.
Well, that was like cheap.
He was a cheap kid.
Oh, yeah. I do give him credit. Somebody went after him. Like he got Savard from Bruins, and I think it was Thornton went after him next game, and he fought him. But
yeah, I mean, you got to give him credit for that. Yeah. But there's a better way to get it done.
Did Dino ultimately go to jail for that? I thought they were talking about pressing charges. I wasn't sure he went to jail or not. Maybe he did. But I mean, wasn't Dino the one that?
Yes, going to get the paper.
Oh God, what was he thinking about?
What was he thinking about? Oops, I forgot to put my pants on.
Oh God. So wasn't he in his garage with the door open?
I don't know, something weird. Like he went out to get the morning paper. It was dead of winter. He's got no drawers on. He's just out there.
I heard he had some kind of a conflict with this other woman or whatever. I don't know what it was, and he was.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was crazy. Yeah, and there again, I mean,
wow,
a lot of insanity.
Oh, he did get one day in jail. Where my chicken saying that he probably did. Yeah, you're probably right. As I remember it, I agree. I love the Blackhawks with the Keto Hall. Passed it. Her. Yeah. Those old players, they were just icons. Yeah.
Because that, 6-team league. I mean, you knew everybody in the league back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that true? Yeah, that's true, right?
Every player had a really cool story.
Oh man, Ben Wilson. We had Ron Flockhart on a show one time, and he apparently had a room with Ben Wilson. And he said he told the Flyers, I can't room him. The guy's just nuts. Like he really, like some of the stuff, I go back and look at old films that he did. Like he speared Eddie Neal in the head. He speared Rare Ruotsalainen. I mean,
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Siggy beat the tar out of him at the Garden one night?
I can't remember. Was it? No, I think he was fighting Norm Barnes, I think. But Ben Wilson tried to get into the fight.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, I did see an old video of Paul Baxter, who was a tough guy, but I didn't think was a heavyweight. He gave it to Wilson really good. Wow. He's Pittsburgh.
Craig Cox, he could.
Oh, man.
The Bob Probert fight.
Oh, I know, right? That one at the Joe Louis Arena, they just stood back and threw bombs at each other.
90 seconds long.
It is funny looking back at those old fights. Like, no disrespect for the players today. It's a totally different game. Right. But it was this, like, I wasn't a heavyweight. I would fight, but it's just like you just lose your mind, stand there and throw as many punches as possible, and then it's either you're going down or he's going down.
And there was a purpose to it, though. Like,
yes.
The Archie Henderson, when he was in, I guess wherever the Devils were at the time, Utica or something. I guess some kid was running around,
right?
And the kid's got the puck and he's coming up there, and Archie just stands up and tells him, screams up, "Slow down!" And the kid looked at him, I'm sorry.
I know.
But that's the way it was.
It's true.
If you're going to be an idiot out there, you're going to have to pay the price.
Oh, God. I remember like playoff games when Nystrom knocked me out, gave me the forearm shiver in the jaw. And I knew what was going to be coming because I was hammering people. I was hitting Boston all night. It was a playoff game and everything. And I said, oh, God, he's going to come and get me at some point. I should have been more ready than I was, but he got me. And he was cool about it too, though. I think I told you, he called me before the next game. And he listen, Tom, I didn't try to hurt you. Like, he wasn't scared of me or something.
Right.
Like that. He just being real.
Or it just happens.
Yeah. He was funny. He's a good intimidator too. He said to me one game, he goes, I think I just hit him. He goes, I let you hit me. And it's one of those lines like, what do you just say to that? Like, okay, thank you.
How about Dave Brown? Did you have any run-ins with him? I mean, that guy was.
You know what's funny? We played a preseason game, and I got into a fight with him, and I could tell he was taking it easy on me. And then I tried to sucker him at the end of the fight. We go over to the box after it is the old Philadelphia Spectrum, where the guys
Yeah,
are. He goes, Tommy, what are you doing? I took it easy on you. And I go, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. It was the funniest guy. Like the guys in the middle were dying laughing because then, so it was like he hated the Rangers when we played him. So when I got traded out to LA, we came back to Philly, go out in the ice and line up. He comes on the ice right beside me. I'm thinking, oh God, because I'm thinking the old
Here we go.
guy turns to me and goes, Tommy, how you doing? You liking LA out there? Like, what are you doing? It's
He's a
just
good
so
guy.
funny.
I liked it.
Yeah. Oh, great
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. Didn't he, was he scouting with the Rangers for a while
Yeah,
too?
it was the head scout when I was there, which, so
Yeah.
real quick, well, I won't tell that story, but anyway, Kenny said his rookie year, he cross-checks Timmy Kerr, right? So the face-off's on his dot, so he lines up on the wall, and they pull whoever right wing is off, and they put Dave Brown on. Kenny's, here it goes. I'm going to get it now.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
it comes.
And you can't go anywhere. And Kenny's a tough enough guy that he can't back down. That's I told the story many times. The Semenko one in Edmonton too, where he came. I hit Gretzky, and Glenn Said was coaching. Building's quiet, whistle blows, nothing, no noise, and Glenn stands up so everybody in the building can yell. And he goes, "Laidlaw, you're going home in a body bag." And then he just taps, and I'm watching. He taps Semenko on the shoulder, and I'm going, "Oh, geez, same thing." I'm right in the middle of the ice. You can tell the whole building is watching this now, and I'm watching as Semenko's coming over to me, and I can tell like he just did not. It was a Tuesday night game against the Rangers, so there's no rivalry there. He's almost disgusted, He looks at me, and goes, "Tom, are you going to hit Wayne anymore tonight?" Like, I got rid of his grill too. Like I made it look like I was talking back to him. I says, "Dave, if you don't want me to hit him anymore, I won't hit him."
We're done.
But the look in his face, I was so happy because he's just disgusted. Like, oh God, am I going to have to do this again? So it's
Well, you remember Billy Guerin when he was in Dallas? I guess some kid was running around and they line up for the next drill, and Billy just tomahawk chopped.
I remember seeing the video of that. Oh my God. I don't know. How do you feel about that? I'm thinking like, okay, I guess, you're sending the message. Say, kid,
I know Billy really well. We used to train in the summer a lot, and I didn't see him as a guy that would do that, but I guess he just had enough of this kid.
I remember that's a funny video. I've seen a few videos where they compile a whole bunch of fights and practices. Like there's, I think Probert fought Primo one time in practice. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's what's cool about YouTube. You can just start watching practice fight from whatever.
Yeah, the best one I ever saw was George McPhee and Steve Richmond swinging sticks to each other's heads with no helmets on.
Those are two animals right there, man.
Oh, I know. Steve Richmond, he'd take on anybody. The general, what a good guy. Great teammate.
Tough and he could play.
Yeah. Oh, he was tough. We before a playoff game one time, we all get together. We're playing what's the old game with the pies in the circle? They give you questions and the cards, and you got to answer the question.
Trivial Pursuit.
Yes, Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
So we all got together in my room one night before a game, and we figured no drinking or anything like that's an important game. We're just going to play Trivial Pursuit. Turned into a brawl, and we took the garbage can, poured it off at Steve Richmond's head. We're all taking turns punching him in the head of the garbage can.
Was it the old metal kind or plastic?
Yeah. Oh God, so funny. It's just everybody loved him. Like he was that guy that everybody loved playing with. Steve Richmond. He's good. I talk to him every once in a while. He's doing well. He's I think he's head of player development for the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, because I think he finished up then in Washington, didn't he?
Yep. And him and George, as much as they had the stick swing thing, they were really good friends. That was funny. They wrote a letter to each other, I believe, and remained really good friends. They were friends before it happened, and they were friends after.
Well, the reality is, I'm sure you can attest to this. Some of my best friends I've fought at least once, maybe more than once.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah, I know. That's the thing. They got a good scrap against Marty McSorley. Played with him out in L.A. The other guy got to be really good friends with, too. Motor City Smitty, Brad Smith.
Oh, yeah.
We had a good scrap, and I did pretty well in the fight against him, too, and he fought everybody.
Was he
Toronto,
right?
Yeah, Toronto, Detroit. Banged around a little bit. But we've got really good friends. He laughs about that too. You beat me up pretty bad. Isn't it weird too? Like you end up being great friends. Like you're standing there throwing punches at each other's head, and then you're good friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a different way to.
Okay, let me see.
Friends.
Oh, here we go. Here's some new Barry Shelley. You magical veteran, you magical creature. Great news. The Winnetachi Wild of the Deutsch shall have hired Roy Sumner as the club's new head coach. Wow. Kevin Constantine, who replaced James Patrick. That was the team that was in Winnipeg.
Yeah, Constantine didn't even get 1 day on the job.
It's like 5 days or something like that. I didn't get the full details.
It was something weird. Babcock kind of weird.
I know.
Yeah.
That, you know what? I'm so happy. I feel bad for JD in Columbus there.
Yeah.
Good friend John Davidson, former New York Ranger. Feel bad that he went through. I'm almost glad though that it happened to Babcock like that, so everybody could finally see. Listen, he is not
We're
fit
done.
to coach. Yeah,
We're done with this guy.
and shouldn't really be around any young people at all. Like it just apparently when he was coaching the college team up in Saskatchewan, someplace, stories where the players just hated him. Like there's no.
Surprised nobody took him out.
Oh, I know. Oh, God. Well, their stories go. I mean, Clark Gillies told a story when Ted Sater was up in Buffalo and Clark was playing there. That Clark was at the end of his career. He'd been a tough guy, and Ted Sater hadn't played him the whole game. And then tough guy for Boston went on the ice, Lyndon Byers. And Byers had been yapping at Gillies all year. We're going to go. We're going to go. So it's like there's a meaning. It's like 15 seconds left in the game. So Ted Sater puts Clark on the ice. And Clark is just steaming. He's won 4 Stanley Cups, Hall of Fame career. And they come in the locker room after him. Sater comes by him and goes, "Great job out there tonight." And apparently Clark tells the story. He picked him up and threw him over in the corner.
I believe it. Yeah.
I guess who was it? Rick Tocchet went after Mike Keenan one time too in the locker room.
Could see that.
Yeah.
Could see that. Well, I won't name names because it's, but somebody, a GM was up in the stands and saw a player purposely shoot a puck at the coach. He fired the coach the next day because he knew he lost the room. He knew that.
Right.
Right.
Oh, Ted Sater one time we were in Rye Playland, our practice rink.
Oh, yeah.
We were in the film room and all the guys are sitting there and Ted comes in. Now, I don't even know if there's a real letter or not, but he was reading a letter from a fan criticizing me because I had my head down at the blue line during the national anthem. Had nothing to do with the game. Like he was trying to play mind games, right? Thinking that he's going to get me all mad and I'm going to get fired up. And I think I said something to him like, "Man, you're a genius. Like you're the best." And I was being totally sarcastic. I think he really believed that I was being honest. One of the funny, Don Maloney, what a great teammate too.
Good dude,
he didn't get along with Ted Sater for a while there either. And we're at a game, I'll never forget, we're up in Quebec. And he hadn't been playing Don. And now he comes in, Ted Sater comes in the locker room and he goes, "All right, so you're not playing. Don Maloney, you're going in his spot. You deserve it." And Don's giving it the old, like, "Oh my God," like he's like this. And it was just, and again, Sater wasn't catching on to the fact that he was being smart.
Don's pretty funny, dude.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh man, he's good.
Speaking of Quebec, man, wouldn't it be great to get a franchise back?
You know what? I swear I was thinking that the other day. You know what? I think it's a lack of corporate sponsorship. There's just no big companies.
It's got to be money. But I mean, those Nordique Canadian playoffs.
Oh yeah. Beautiful city, yeah.
The Hunter brothers and
Dale Hunter bit me in a fight in my first year. Bit me in the cheek. I right in front of our bench, and it's one of those things he bites you and you go, "What?" Bitten before. Yeah.
He was coaching. I don't know if he still is in the O with because Nathan Pratt's kid played for him
in London, right? Yeah, London. Yeah. They've got the Hunter brothers own that team. That's a real success.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Timmy Hunter, right? 60-meter indoor race. The track was only 40 meters long.
We had him on a show on the podcast. Good guy too. Like really, he was really intelligent about knowing his role as a fourth line player and teaching other young kids as they come up how to be that fourth line player. Cool. Yeah, he was good. Yes, Barry Melrose got Parkinson's, right?
Yeah.
That's too bad. He's had a, but I think I saw was a quote from him saying how much of a full life he's had. He's not that he's
right.
Dead like that.
Yeah. Still tough.
Yeah. Al Secord. I have not had. You know what? I should get him on. I saw him down at the alumni game we played down in Dallas. Great guy. He's got his pilot. Like he's a commercial pilot.
Yeah, wasn't he working for Chicago though too? Wasn't he coaching or something in Chicago for a bit? But he could play. I mean, he was like a 20, 25 goal.
Oh no, yeah, he was good and tough. Yeah, he was. When he was with Chicago, he's in front of the net one time, and I gave it the old, he kind of pushed the back of his legs a little bit and just to get him off his balance, and then you can move him. And I pushed the back. It was like his stick flew up, hit me in the eye, it hurt me in the face, it cut me. And he got a 5-minute penalty, and I felt so bad for it because it wasn't him. And I said to him on the ice too. I said, "Al, I'm sorry. It's not what my intention was." And it wasn't like he wasn't mad at that. So
that's like. Tyson Fury, the heavyweight.
Oh yeah.
This is a while back. He was fighting this kid out of Philly, Steve Cunningham, and Fury's a southpaw. So he goes to throw a left uppercut, and Cunningham, very athletic kid, he leans way back on the ropes, and he punched himself right in the face. And I think he stunned himself.
I've never seen that. So Barry Sheldy's on the job here for United Airlines. That's right. Yes, good point.
Yeah.
Who really loved Ted Sater? Ted Sater loves Ted Sater.
Yeah, true that.
I heard he's in politics or something now. Coaching was just
American?
never.
He's a Canadian, correct?
No, I'm pretty
Oh
sure
no,
he's a
wait,
U.S.
he's an
born.
American. Yeah, because he
Yeah,
was with Herbie, right?
yeah.
With the Olympic program, I think.
Maybe I can't remember. He
Yeah.
came up in Northern Michigan. He was good friends with my college coach, Rick Conley. So he would come up, say there, obviously before he coached in the NHL, come up and coach during the camps during the summer. And we got in. He was with us, a whole bunch of us at a bar one night, and we got in a little bit of a brawl. And he snuck out the back door. And I didn't really think too much of it. But then when I kind of got into it with him here, he said to me at one point, he says, "You mad at me because I ran out the back door?" What? Like he actually thought he came in one times too when I got hurt my back and I'm in another lineup, and he comes to me one time. He says, "Are you trying to get me thrown out of town?" I go, "Ted, I'm trying to get on the ice." Yeah, it's not like I had the power to get him fired or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Ted, I can't play right now. I don't know how. What kind of power?"
He's the kind of guy that walks into a bar alone and he says himself for talking about us.
Yeah. He would do, like, he thought he was funny too. He would do rude things, like a girl would sit beside him. If she'd get up and leave, and she'd come back, like go to the ladies' room or something, he'd spit beer on her chair, and then she'd come and sit down on it. Again, I'm looking at him like, what's
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not very classy.
yeah. And then he's coaching the National Hockey League again.
We've had worse.
Yeah, no, isn't that true?
We just talked about a few, right?
Yeah, coaches. I still know my role on the left out line. It's good, Danny. It's one of the best ones you've had there, my brother. What else is going on? How's your weekend? What you doing? Exciting?
No, Beth ran a race yesterday.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
Flying home right now.
That was up in the Cape someplace? Where was it?
Detroit.
Oh.
It's an international, so you go into Windsor, loop around, and come back. So
very cool.
Canada, U.S. And yeah, she did well. You know,
Good.
She's the athlete in the family.
She's dedicated too, right? She's got some discipline.
Very dedicated, yeah.
William Hayes. Got a good question here. William Hayes or Hayes or Hayes? Hayes, yes. Tom, how was playing for Phillips? Well, first of all, played with him. And then after, all heart. Everything he does in his life, he puts his whole heart into it. He was fantastic as a teammate. So it was his last year. He retired halfway through the year, my first year. He was great. You know, I had him and his wife, had myself, Dave Soak, Ron Greshner, Barry Beck, Rod Dugan over for Thanksgiving dinner one time. Yeah, beautiful. That's the time he was smoking a couple of doobies. that was funny. I tell you, when you're a rookie and you first see things like that, like here's Phil Esposito smoking a doobie, right? This is unbelievable. That's the time where Soki and I, and again, I don't want to paint the picture that he was going to get burnt, but he leaned down and was kind of having a nap with his head towards the fireplace. And the other three older guys all dying laughing because we're thinking, his head's going to catch fire. So Soki and I dragged him out of the.
Do you know Peter Mahavlich real well?
Yeah.
So he used to go pretty hard. I don't
Yeah.
think he does anymore for quite a while, but
yeah.
I heard Johnny Mack tell me when he was a rookie, they were attending some kind of party at someone's house, and I guess Mahavlich was just done.
Yeah.
I mean, and Johnny Mack was like, "This is the great Peter Mahavlich."
Oh, I know. Well, that's the thing you don't get. Again, back in those days, you have no idea what it's like inside an NHL locker room, what it's like to travel. Like now you can see all the videos and all this kinds of stuff. So when the kids come in now, they kind of get a feel already what the NHL is going to be like. So when you first come up and those kinds of things happen, you're like, I can't believe this is really what goes on here.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's crazy.
So when I signed after my senior year, they brought me in to sign my contract and then go to New Haven, but I skated with the big club for a couple of days. First on the ice, and Freddie Shero says the guys, okay, 3 times around hard and off. And the guy's going, what? We've got to skate. It's like, I'm watching. We got a game in 2 days. We can't be doing this. Oh, it is funny. Yeah.
But do you think sometimes Shero would say stuff just to see if people were listening?
Yeah, he was. I read his book later, and he said in his book that he would stand behind a player and just put his hand on their back, and that he felt he was transferring the energy from him to the player. And he did that to me one time during a game. This is before I read the book, and I was rookie, and I'm like, "What am I? He's going to yank me off the bench." I didn't know what was going on. Like that coach had never touched me like that before. He actually, though, I think he really did calm you down. Like it really did work for me. Like he's like, okay. You stood there for a while, and
didn't he leave notes in your locker, like Beatle quotes and stuff like that?
Yeah, that never happened. I read about that, but it never happened with us.
Because I know he would call, like he'd say, "Layla, you're up, and you're traded 3 weeks ago to LA or whatever." But just see if the bench was locked in.
Yeah, no, true. Well, you know who was Ken Hitchcock was like that. We had him on the podcast. He was really good saying like he would create chaos to keep like the team wasn't playing well. He would just do something that pissed everybody off and get them all fired up. I don't know if it was, I don't know. That's
I guess there's so many ways. A lot of times, just when I felt I was losing the kids, I said pair up in threes. So you see,
I missed that at first. Like what?
pair up in threes. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me. I apologize, sir. Which coach do you have the most funniest and cracked the most jokes? That's a good one. Herbie had a good sense of humor. But you know what? I would say he thought he had a good sense of humor. He was one of those guys that, and guys would laugh more because it was a bad joke, right? Oh, he was funny too. Like he really liked it. Like if you gave it to him, like just don't do everything he wants you to do. Like so he loved Nicky Fatillo. Nicky and I sat beside each other at the practice rink there at Rye, and so he heard come walking in and goes, Herb, your stepson's right here, sitting right here. You guys want to come over, hug it out or what? Like he F you, Laidlaw. He loved it though.
I think you and Fatiu would be kind of a problem.
Nicky was funny. I'll tell you one of the funniest ones though was Ron Greshner when Nicky had this red and white checkered shirt that he just loved, but it looked like a tablecloth in like an Italian restaurant. So Gresh was hurt, and Nicky went out for practice. Gresh got the trainers to get a table, the salt, pepper shakers, the whole bit, and flour, the whole bit, and put it on. And Nicky comes in, and he's chasing Gresh around the locker room. Oh God. Oh, Nicky was good. So Nicky was a really good practical joker, and he eventually would take it. But sometimes when you got him, he would initially get mad, and we would all just scatter. So this little bar we went to, the pub, it was one of those places where there's a beam running through the middle, and at one end it was lower than the other end. And so for Nicky, or guys my size, to get into the bar, you have to duck down. And Nicky was not a great drinker, and he'd have a couple beers and would forget the beam was there, and turn around, and he would hit that sound when somebody smacks their head on it. And it was funny because we were just waiting for it to happen. We wouldn't warn him because we knew he was going to do it. Oh, and it was a small place, so we were just scattered. And like I say, one of those things we needed a funnel. Like all the guys are trying to get out the door, so Nicky doesn't get. Oh man, funny stuff. Let me see here. Look it up. See, there's men's. I knew you'd get on top of that, Susan. Way to work. Men's hockey assistant coach. He's an assistant coach. That's things not gone well for Mr. Sainer.
Things have not gone real well at all. How to get the job? He showed up.
Oh God, Dougie DeVito, what's happening, magical creature? How are you feeling? Oh, had surgery on his shoulder, I believe, recently.
Oof.
Yeah,
trying to avoid all that. Okay,
what do we got here? Hey Tom, thank God the woman that said you sucked it. Oh man, I'll never forget that scene. I can picture the people in the background, and she leans over and Laidlaw, you suck.
I still like, everybody has mixed opinions about Avery, but when the guy said something, your company doesn't have a dental plan, does it?
Yeah, that was good. I remember that video.
It was a real good one.
Yeah, he did the acting. He was a good actor too. He looked up at him, like the eyes squinting.
He's a different kind of guy.
We've talked about this, I know, but the one where Brendan Shanahan, where the woman in these hairy armpits, and he's telling her, "Oh, like you gotta get the razor."
Verbeek, did he? Yeah, he played in Dallas, didn't he?
Yep, he did. Yep.
Something in a box down there. I forget. It was pretty funny.
We had Scott Parker on one of our shows too, the big tough guy, and he told a story about he was in Hershey. They called it Hell in Hershey, this big bench clearing brawl. He talked about how he beat this guy up and he had him down the ice and continued to beat him up. And I saw the video the other day. It was
pretty bad.
Oh man, the poor kid was just he's gonna kill him. Let me see
here. Video of Parker back in the day, like hitting the heavy back with chains on his hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think he probably did just to really put the fear. And it works. I mean, if you're a kid coming up and you see that, you go,
that's right.
Good.
What team did you hate playing? Well, there's different. In some ways I hated playing the Islanders because they beat us so much. But in other ways, it really was an honor to kind of play them. It's like they get out there and compete. They're the best at that point, right? Four in a row. And Philly, yeah, just stupid stuff, right? It's like I don't mind fighting and all that kind of stuff, but it was just like I watched old tapes and that. Like we were playing a playoff game, we hammered like 9-3 or something like that, and they were just idiots. Like even Bill Barber was doing stuff that was like,
"What are you doing?" Yeah.
You're
a good player. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, it just made no sense. And it's like we had a great power play, so we scored every time on the power play. Like, guys, are you not getting the hint here? If you stop taking penalties, maybe. So yeah, I think more because again, there was always that respect. Like even the Devils, Washington Capitals, Boston Bruins, even. But with Philly, there's no respect at all. You look back at those guys, like Ben Wilson. I should be careful. Paul Holmgren, as much as he played hard, he was a good dude.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. How'd the Eagles do yesterday?
Oh yeah, how about that? The Jets beating the Eagles. Oh man, I met Herberts twice, and he seemed rather robotic. Herb, I could see where people would that like Herb was not a great socializer. Like if you're like at a dinner party or something, it's not like Vince Lombardi kind of thing. You hear the
He's
story.
thinking about a play.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
The
yeah. But
story
you get him in the locker room, and he's making a speech. He's dynamic, and he was really.
Lombardi was going to practice one day, and his wife was driving, dropping him off, but his assistant coach was sitting in the middle. Remember back then you had a bench seat. There weren't bucket seats.
Oh yeah.
And I guess when they got to the stadium, Lombardi kissed the assistant coach and said, "I'll see you later for dinner," because he was so focused on,
Yeah.
on practice.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Dougie, that's right. It's hip replacement. I apologize, Doug. Hope you're doing well.
Oh man, that's
You're a
tough
magical creature. You're eat good foods, get your exercise. What do we got here? A challenge would have to be to have. I know. I've often thought about that, like get Keenan on the podcast or Sater, but it's almost like condescending. Like
one. You know what it's going to be.
yeah. He's gonna like try to justify everything and all that kind
Right.
of stuff. I don't want to. Yeah, I really don't want to be associated. Ron Duguay's got to be good friends with Mike Keenan now. He says he's changed a lot. Hopefully he's changed.
He was good I wasn't there when he was there, but the guys tell me he was really good to the staff. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Huh.
like, how you guys get say it's shut out, everybody gets a little piece of money. The staff would get a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's your good. Yes, I did. Okay, William Haynes here. The great question. I played with Tiger in LA for a little bit. Probably this is the last half of the season. You know what? He's a really intelligent man. Like his brand. He's created that nutty guy on the ice brand. We went to his wife and had us, Bob Bourne and I over for a pregame meal. Walk in. This is back in 1987. He's got a computer set up with a ticker tape going across it. Nobody even had computers back then.
Yeah.
He's got all that going on. Apparently, he really did well in life after, like investing and everything. So he was really an intelligent guy. He planned everything out too. I learned. I've told the story. Bobby Carpenter got traded with me from Rangers to the Kings. Bobby got traded from Washington Capitals to the Rangers first, and had a long holdout, I think, with the Washington Capitals. So the fans all hated him and everything. And one of the first games we played with the Kings was back in Washington, and we're pregame warm up. This big guy, sitting there in the seat with the popcorn all over his shirt and everything, and he's yelling at Carpenter, "You suck, your dog sucks, everything about you sucks," and the whole bit. And I'm skating around, guys skating around at center ice, and they kind of, you would kind of be beside a guy on the other team a lot of times. And Pete Peters, goaltender, I was skating by him. Pete Peters, Tommy, look what is going on. So we look over. Tiger's up on the glass. He's got his jersey, but the whole bucket, like 20 pucks in his jersey, like kind of creating a bucket. And he's firing the pucks at this fat guy that's yelling at Carpenter. It was, we're looking at it and go, what is going on? So it was one of those ones. Awesome. So we go, awesome. Tiger waits till everybody, see, he planned all this. Tiger waits till everybody came in the locker room. He said, Bobby Carpenter is our teammate. Nobody ever does that to one of my teammates again.
Like
so he knew exactly what he's doing, always strategizing. Yeah.
Carpenter's daughter, tremendous player.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. She was really, really good.
Well, speaking of daughters, a guy's a favorite of mine, Robert Ftorek. Didn't he lose his daughter?
That I don't know.
I thought I heard that.
It'd be awful if it happened.
Yeah, but he's a great family guy and everything too. Yeah, what a good man.
Still known for soccer more than hockey. Back in Needham, where he's from.
Oh, is that right?
High school legend.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's amazing with him too? Like we're all a bunch of some muttheads all the time out drinking and having fun. He was totally disciplined, but he never. I don't think he ever looked down at the other guys and saying like, "Guys, you shouldn't be doing that." Yeah. And he was a good player. Man, he played hard too. Playing against him was such a pain. He was in. Oliver once forgot his wife would call him. Oh, is that right? Maybe that was intentional.
You never know.
Oh God. All right, everybody. Good show today. What do we talk about anything specific? We just rambled for 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're good at rambling.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, much better. Much better. Glad to see you're doing better. The old Mark Pup, you were getting hot there for a while.
Oh yeah. I was getting really super grouchy, but kind of released it.
Yeah. All right. So everybody, we want to keep reminding everybody about the mental health. Keep reaching out to everybody else, helping people. If you don't know somebody, ask them if they're okay. If they need any help, there's the 988 hotline. We'll help you any way we can. Again, we're not professionals, but we pretend we are.
We work at it. We got some good jokes at least.
What is it? What's the old line? I'm a professional at what I do. This is just what I do.
Exactly. Is that your dog? No. Does your dog bite? Dog bites you. I thought you said dog doesn't bite. It's not my dog.
Good one. Nice.
Was,
I think I could clean up the nun joke. I told you the nun joke, right?
Yeah.
I'll clean it up a little bit. So the nun's attractive woman. She got young woman, got a nice body and everything like that. She's at home by herself taking a bath, and she hears the doorbell ring, and she yells first before she does anything. She says, "Who's there?" And she goes, "It's a blind man." She figures, well, I don't have to put any clothes on. The guy's blind. She opens up the door, and the guy looks at her and goes, "Nice breast. Where do you want your blinds?"
I like it.
All right, brother. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.